The story opens on Sawyer, a college student driving toward Washington, D.C. She's already been offered a job, and this interview is a big step, so she's glowing as she grips the steering wheel. With Thanksgiving only days away, she hasn't told anyone. Not friends, not family, because she wants to surprise them with the news. Crossing the Kentucky mountains, Sawyer follows her GPS until it sends her onto a route that doesn't exist the way the map claims. The screen shows a road ahead, but the real path is blocked and the pavement simply isn't there. She turns off the main route to find another way, and that decision leaves her even more lost. She stops near a rough dirt track. The GPS insists this is the way, but it feels wrong. After sitting there and thinking, Sawyer decides to make a U-turn and head back. She doesn't know that, deeper in the woods, two men are burying a body. Sawyer never sees them, but they see her car lingering and assume she might have noticed something. To them, Sawyer becomes a risk, someone who could report them. The men tail her. Sawyer switches from GPS to a paper map and pulls over again to get her bearings. That's when the two strangers walk up. Buck and Hollister. At first they act helpful, talking politely like locals offering directions. But when Sawyer tries to get back into her car, Hollister turns aggressive. He gets crude, says it's late, and pushes the idea that she should come with them instead. Sawyer fights. She doesn't freeze. She throws hands, using whatever self-defense she knows. Still, two men in the middle of nowhere is a brutal matchup. In the struggle, she breaks Hollister's nose, but Buck slashes Sawyer's leg with a knife. Bleeding and limping, she bolts into the trees. The forest is thick on all sides. Sawyer uses it to vanish from their sight, but Buck and Hollister keep hunting her, spreading out and listening for movement. Her injured leg slows her down, yet she forces herself onward, refusing to quit. She hides and tries to throw them off. When she hears them closing in, she tosses a rock in another direction to create noise. They shift toward the sound and Sawyer stays flat, breathing through the pain until their footsteps fade. She steadies herself, checks the map again, and keeps moving before the pain wins. Cut to the local police station. Deputy Katz takes a call and transfers it to Sheriff O'Doyle. An abandoned car has been spotted on the road, Sawyer's car, with no one around. O'Doyle drives out to check. He scans the area and finds blood on the ground. This isn't a simple wrong turn. The plates and registration can identify the owner, and the blood suggests a struggle. Sawyer spends the night in the woods. The next day, she hears a helicopter thumping overhead. Searchers are calling out, but from above, the canopy and distance make her almost impossible to spot. Sawyer tries to respond, yet the forest swallows sound. On the ground, Sheriff O'Doyle's suspicion sharpens. He heads to Buck and Hollister's place to question them. He asks about the car and whether they've seen anyone out there. Hollister refuses to cooperate, talks back, and claims he knows nothing. But Hollister's face is a giveaway. His nose is freshly broken. It doesn't match his story. Then Buck appears too, and he has injuries of his own. His back is hurt, and there's still a trace of blood. When the sheriff asks how it happened, Buck offers a flimsy excuse. O'Doyle doesn't have the proof he needs to arrest them, so he leaves. But the message is clear. The sheriff now knows something is wrong. Buck and Hollister know he's circling closer, and Sawyer is still out there, alone, wounded, and trying to survive the woods while two predators keep searching. Sawyer is still moving, barely. Every step on her slashed leg sends pain up her body, but she forces herself to a river and rinses the wound clean. She's drained and has lost a frightening amount of blood, yet she won't stop. If she can find the road again, she might reach her car and get help. A little later, as Sawyer searches for the highway and passes beneath a rocky overhang, she hears a brutal scrape of metal. In seconds, her car is shoved off the roadside and hurled into a ravine. It's Buck and Hollister. They climb down to inspect the wreck, and Hollister says it flat out. As long as the car sits on the road, cops will keep circling. Now it's hidden, and all they have to do is find Sawyer, because she can't have gone far. After they leave, Sawyer limps down to the ravine and reaches the car. She finds her phone, but there's no signal out here. She shoves it in her pocket anyway, refusing to lose it. She tries to record a message, hoping it might send later. Then, the battery dies. 2 days ago, she was chasing her future. Now she's fighting for her life. She cries, then drags herself away before the men come back. When Buck and Hollister pass by again, they notice signs Sawyer was here. That means she's alive, and now, to protect themselves, they decide she has to be eliminated. By sunset, Sawyer's strength gives out. She collapses, slipping into darkness, but not before seeing the shadow of someone nearby. She wakes the next day inside a small trailer. Her leg is bandaged. The owner, Lowell, steps in, calm but watchful. He's the one who pulled her out. Sawyer doesn't trust him. She tries to run, but her blood loss makes her collapse again. When she comes to, she's been restrained, tied to a cabinet so she can't bolt. She tells Lowell her name and that she got lost while driving through the area. Lowell offers food and water, but Sawyer stays locked on one demand: take her to the police station. In return, she promises she won't tell anyone what he's doing here, because she's figured it out, and Lowell knows it too. The trailer reeks of chemicals, and Lowell is cooking drugs. Before he can answer, a vehicle pulls up outside. Sawyer starts yelling, and Lowell clamps a hand over her mouth and whispers that the men outside will kill her if they find her here. They're the ones who did this to her. Lowell goes out to meet them. Buck and Hollister aren't strangers. They're tied into the same illegal business. Lowell makes the product. They move it. They ask if he's seen a girl. Lowell denies it, but Buck says they found blood nearby, so they're searching the trailer. Inside, Sawyer acts fast. With her hand still bound, she mixes harsh chemicals, trying to weaken the rope. Buck enters to check. He scans the cramped space, then steps out and tells Hollister there's no one inside, missing her by moments. Lowell is rattled, knowing that if Buck spots Sawyer, they might kill Lowell too. Sawyer slips out the back and crawls to a burned-out house behind the trailer, hiding in the ruins. She spots a photo of Lowell with a woman, proof he once had a different life. After Buck and Hollister finally leave, Lowell finds Sawyer and, furious and terrified, orders her back into the trailer before she gets them both killed. At the police station, Commander Slattery arrives to speak with Deputy Katz and Sheriff O'Doyle. Rumors are already circulating that outsiders have been moving drugs through this quiet town, and Slattery wants the local department to stop brushing problems aside. He asks about the abandoned car found on the road. O'Doyle immediately cuts in, claiming it's probably nothing. Maybe the owner came back for it. No need to make it a big deal. Katz steps forward and corrects him. He called the registered owners. The parents said the car belongs to their daughter, Sawyer, a college student, and they gave it to her. Worse, Sawyer has been missing for days. O'Doyle still tries to minimize it, suggesting she's out partying with friends. Slattery doesn't buy that excuse. He tells O'Doyle to do his job and start organizing a real search party for a missing girl. From the way the sheriff dodges responsibility, suspicion starts to form. Either he's incompetent, or he's deliberately slowing things down. Back at Lowell's trailer, Sawyer and Lowell talk while she recovers. Lowell admits he's been making crystal for 14 years and explains the chemicals like a man who knows exactly how dangerous they are. Sawyer begs him to take her to the police, but Lowell says he has no vehicle and the nearest town is about 20 miles away. Too far for her to walk on a slashed leg. Lowell offers a plan instead. On Saturday, Buck and Hollister will come to pick up the delivery. After they leave, Lowell will borrow their truck and drive Sawyer to the next town's police station. He also makes the harsh point: if Sawyer runs now, she likely won't survive the distance with her injury. She has to stay hidden. Lowell admits he doesn't trust the people around here, including the police. Even so, Sawyer can tell he isn't trying to hurt her. He's trying to keep her alive long enough to get her out. Meanwhile, Sheriff O'Doyle storms over to Buck and Hollister while they're loading chemicals. He hits Hollister and rages that state police are now involved because a girl is missing. Buck says they followed instructions. They got the car off the road. O'Doyle snaps back that they were supposed to kill her. If state police search the woods, they'll find Sawyer, and once they start digging around, they could also uncover the body Buck and Hollister buried. Now it's obvious. O'Doyle is corrupt. He's tied into the drug operation, and his real fear is that a wide search will lead officers straight to Lowell's trailer and expose everything. Because Sawyer has no way to reach help, she stays with Lowell. Over time, the situation forces trust between them. Sawyer sees Lowell as a flawed man trying to do one decent thing, and Lowell stops treating her like a problem he has to manage. Later, Buck and Hollister come to Lowell's place for supplies. Lowell keeps his face neutral, then deliberately releases chemicals to irritate the air and push them out fast, preventing them from snooping. Back at the station, Katz is on the phone with his wife, who's upset he's still working so close to Thanksgiving. O'Doyle overhears and plays the supportive boss, telling Katz to go home and celebrate. He'll handle things. Katz starts to leave but returns for his wallet and catches O'Doyle on the phone. He hears enough to understand the truth. The sheriff knows about Sawyer, and he's ordering someone to take care of her. Before Katz can act or warn Slattery, O'Doyle kills him. With Buck and Hollister's help, they dispose of Katz's body. They also build a cover story. If Sawyer ends up dead, they'll pin it on Katz. Soon after, Slattery checks in with O'Doyle and asks what progress has been made. O'Doyle stalls, asking for more time. Slattery shuts that down. He says the case is now under state police control and they're going to sweep the entire area until they find Sawyer. O'Doyle offers to guide the search party, pretending it's cooperation. In reality, he wants to control where they look and set Katz up as the fall guy. The moment Slattery leaves, O'Doyle breaks into Katz's locker and finds Sawyer's wallet inside. Using that evidence, Slattery redirects the search toward the last place Katz's patrol car was seen, exactly where O'Doyle wants attention focused, so the sheriff successfully misleads the investigation. O'Doyle watches them go, masking relief. Every hour they waste chasing Katz buys him time to move product, clean scenes, and keep Sawyer trapped far from anyone who will believe her still. While Sawyer recovers at Lowell's trailer, Sheriff O'Doyle shows up and asks sharp questions about the crystal operation. He senses something is wrong, like someone else is inside, but when he notices Lowell is armed, he backs off and leaves. Later, when Hollister returns to collect product, he spots 2 sets of footprints on the steps, confirming Lowell isn't alone. He says nothing yet. After they're gone, Lowell tells Sawyer he'll get her to a police station within a few hours. He also admits he's done with the crystal business. Once she's safe, he's walking away. That chance vanishes fast. Buck and Hollister force their way into the trailer and see Sawyer. Lowell covers, claiming she's his prisoner and that he keeps her around to work. To sell it, he orders her to make coffee, barking at her like she's a slave. Sawyer reads the signal and plays along. As she moves, she slips a chemical-filled mug, something Lowell prepared earlier, into the oven. Buck and Hollister laugh, convinced Lowell is in control. Then the oven timer goes off. Buck walks over to check it. The trailer erupts. Buck dies instantly. It was Lowell's trap. Lowell is injured in the blast, but Sawyer is untouched. Through the smoke, Lowell tells her to run. Don't look back, just go. Hollister staggers outside with his gun. Lowell follows, they grapple, and Lowell disarms him, aiming the weapon at Hollister. Before he can finish, O'Doyle arrives, acting like he came to help. Sawyer sprints into the trees and hears gunshots behind her. When she glances back, Lowell is dead. O'Doyle shoots Hollister too, making it look like Hollister killed Lowell. Then O'Doyle grabs the crystal and starts hunting Sawyer himself, determined to erase the loose end. Sawyer reaches the road and spots a police vehicle. Relief hits until she climbs in and realizes the driver is O'Doyle. She says Lowell needs help. O'Doyle's cold silence confirms it. She's trapped. She tries to escape. O'Doyle drags her toward a river and tries to drown her. A screwdriver drops from Sawyer's pocket. She grabs it and stabs O'Doyle in the struggle. He collapses into the water and is carried off, unconscious. Sawyer claws her way up the bank toward the road again. Her leg still throbs badly. In the distance, multiple patrol cars rush in, likely Commander Slattery's search team finally closing on the area. But Sawyer doesn't stop or wait. After everything she's seen, she can't trust any badge until she knows who's clean. That's where the film ends.